All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. I just heard a super loud crash outside my door, and I'm the only one home. Did I go check it out? Mm, yeah, I'm gonna be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay, I have no idea what that noise was. I'm just gonna assume it was my dad's dog. She's outside, and that woman is not trained, and she literally punches the glass door. So if you're looking to get a German Shepherd, especially a girl, please make sure that dog has like military level training because they're smart. And if they don't have a way to use their smartness in a way that's like organized, or you get what I mean, they're going to be not a good dog. Okay. Just a little tip of the day, I guess. All right, let me real quick invite some people in here. All right, guys. So as normal, I'm gonna go ahead and read a psalm. This one's gonna be pretty short. This is Psalm 23. So Yahweh is my shepherd, I do not lack. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He turns back my being. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. When I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread before me a table in the face of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup runs over. My only goodness and loving commitment follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of Yahuwah to the length of days. That's so good. Yeah. So this one's cool because of verse 3 where it says, He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. So it kind of just like reminds me of all the times like Moses and like David where they would kind of plead with Yah and they would say like for Moses, for example, he's like, um, dude, you just brought us all out of Egypt and now you're gonna kill all of us. They like no one's gonna worship you. No one's gonna worship you after that if you just literally brought everyone out and then you killed everybody. You can't do that because you're upset with their idolatry. Um, and so there's just like instances like that because of his name, because to keep glory and honor, um, and integrity to the name of Yah, he contends, he relents, he continues to provide a way for us to be led in righteousness, which is what his desire for us is. And it's just so cool because I've been learning a lot about, the name of our creator and most my Bibles my in the past have all said God or like Lord. And how can any of these scriptures be true? How can they hold any weight in our lives when they specifically tell us that it's his name, that when we call on his name, we get protection. We are led in righteousness. All of these things have to do with his name, and our Bibles don't have his name in it. You know what I mean? So that's something I learned recently about his name. It's so it's genuinely a strong tower. Um, it is the wings that we get to find refuge under. It's exactly what he says it is. So I thought that was really cool. What's up, Jose? All right, so let's go ahead and get into these charts. My internet is terrible right now, so I'm gonna apologize in advance. It's just trading view. It takes up so much energy. Or maybe it's honestly my computer. But let me try to switch internet servers real quick. Okay. Yeah, this is terrible. Oh my gosh, this is literally trash. It can't be my computer because I literally just cleaned out everything. I always try to keep my computer with nothing on it for the most part. Oh, start with the dollar. Come on. Yahoo, I need your help with the computer. It doesn't want to work with me. Let's see. Let's get a notion up here. Oh, sweet. It just popped up right exactly where I needed it to pop up. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, also just to continue my rant on Yah's name. So it's so cool because I've been learning about his name and what it really is and how what it means and stuff like that. And it's actually pretty incredible. Like the Hebrew language is so absolutely amazing to even fathom. It's so different than the English language. And all of like the words, like for instance, um, like Judah, Jeremiah, Elijah, like a lot of the prophets and a lot of words like hallelujah, right? They all have a part of Yahuwah's name in it. So like hallelujah, hallelujah means like praise, right? And then you have Yah at the end of it, which is Yah's name. So it's praise Yahuwah, right? Hallelujah. And then like all of like the major prophets, they also have a part of Yahuwah's name in their name. Um, not to mention, not to mention, the Messiah himself. He has he stated multiple times in the gospel that he was coming in his father's name. Um, that he does nothing that unless the father tells him. And his name also has Yahweh's name in it, and it's Yahushua, right? It's just super cool. It makes me want to learn how to speak Hebrew because, like, I've always said, oh, I want to learn how to speak Spanish, right? I live in California. That's going to be pretty applicable in California. Like, half the population out here speaks Spanish pretty much. And, um, but now I want to learn Hebrew because all I'm doing recently is studying the word and, you know, English is such an inferior language to Hebrew. Like you can never understand the full meaning of the scriptures by just reading it in English. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, so yeah, let's focus here and get on to our analysis. So let's check out what happened last week with the dollar. Now our internet's working good too. Hallelujah. Okay. So last week, the dollar, we just climbed again, like barely even a bottom lick. Okay, we're just climbing, we're just climbing, we're just climbing. It looks like we are headed. Um, so I think on the daily, yeah. So this rectangle was around this daily bearish order block, and also to finish filling in, there was part of an imbalance left. Um, so we definitely met that. Um, we do have a pullback here. So I'm not sure if it's going to keep pulling down and then go up this week, or if it's done, or if it wants to go down further. I do see relative equal lows right here. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but just looking on the weekly analysis or the weekly time frame, um, I do see a gap right here, as well as an unmitigated weekly bearish order block. Let's look at our 2-week. So we have 5 days left on this candle, but clearly there's also a 2-week unmitigated order block and a 2-week gap. So obviously it's closer to where price is at now. So we're going to go for that one. And this one is unmitigated down here as well. I just want to see, I think if I'm not mistaken, our next rate cut is going to be in December, right? Like we got a long ways to go before we get another cut. This is going to be important. Ooh, this is going to be important. Okay. Because remember last time what happened in July when they moved their interest rates and it like USD JPY like fell off a cliff. Okay, that'll be important. I don't even really trade JPY like that, but we all saw that how it affected literally all the stock markets. So this is going to be important. This has to do with the carry trade that we've talked about. Um, and let's just go look real quick at I don't even know if I have USD JPY on here. Oh, there we go. So in July, here's our July candle that it caused this ginormous sell-off, right? And we've just been retracing ever since. So here's September where they held at the next rate cut. They didn't move anything, but if any of you guys can remember correctly, the Japanese stock market let's see, maybe I want to look at that. I forget what their stock market's called. Futures. It's got to be on here somewhere. There, Nikki. That's what it's called. Okay. I think this is the right one. Average. Delete. Here we go. Right here. Okay, yeah, so here we go, right here. Here's July. And we just really took a tumble, like right into this order block right here. Um, and it came in. Looks like we filled this imbalance right here. So if we get a break of structure on this right now, we had relative equal highs right here. Yeah, this is potentially like an explosive move. July 11th. Let's see. July 30th is when they moved it. So, huh. So it really did start selling off a bit before, as per usual. Because this is our July 30th right here. So we had a little bit of manipulation before price genuinely delivered. Um, so yeah, so shout out to that. We're just gonna watch that. But anyway, we were just looking at news, right? Okay, yeah. We're looking for our rate decision, which I don't think is until December, if I'm not mistaken. Like December 12th or something. Maybe UPI. Here we go, right here, 18. Okay. So I'm assuming we're gonna cut again. So, I mean, as expected, this thing is just like literally climbing to get a good premium price. Um, this this was the retracement I have been waiting for, but I was waiting for it before the rates were even cut because we've been selling before that. So this is all good. Okay. So potentially it could come all the way, take this high or this high or these highs. Um, but we're not going to worry about that at this moment. We're just going to worry about the closest objectives that we see to us. So I kind of see two things happening. Oh, first off, let's just see. I think our option number 2 or 3 played out. Yeah, price opened slightly lower than pivots and buys for the remainder of the week. That's pretty much what happened. We did get a pullback on Thursday though. So, but this was Monday right here. But okay, so just based on these order blocks though, I could see this price getting respected here. And then we would go down maybe into this order block. This would be like a Tuesday, Wednesday type of deal, and then we could pivot to the upside to our next bullish objectives. I could potentially see price just smashing through. Maybe we do get some bearish reaction of some sort, and then we just push up to the next objectives, right? Um, and then later in the week, we could possibly get some form of retracement. Okay, if we got one to here, that candlestick would look like a doji. Um, and then if we got it all the way down to here, right, to this gap in this order block, then that would look like a rejection candle on the weekly time frame with a long wick. So I'm just gonna leave this one here for now. But let me just look on a lower time frame real quick. What's going on? Um, I mean, yeah, I don't see any. It just looks like it's breaking out, so we'll have to see if price wants to um break structure on a smaller time frame, or maybe create some form of like consolidation, right? That it can sweep and then break. But pretty much what I see for the dollar. Just would like to point out there's always a possibility that we do get a larger sell, not even just to here, because of all of the imbalance that has been left on the weekly time frame. So I'm not really gonna put that. I guess I could like that. Um, and again, that would be our rejection candle on the weekly time frame. And let's see, it's the 27th. Wow. It's the 27th, so we're gonna be looking at a new monthly candle too. Um, it's just a fat word block. Not surprising. Yeah. So I don't think it's really likely that we could get this move happening until after the month closes. I mean, some form of retracement is natural, but I doubt it's gonna go that low, but never say never. But we're looking pretty bullish. What is that? Like O2? Yeah. Okay. All right. I hate getting these candles, man. I really do. I mean, you can't even see it. What the heck? Yeah. So price just went up and down. I think it went down first. It went down first and then up. Did make a new high. We did do that, but then we ended up selling and finishing the week right back where we came from. So we had a huge rejection on Friday of these relative equal highs that we had marked from our analysis last week, right? Monday. What? Yeah. Okay. Relative equal highs were marked. They were taken. They were rejected on strongly. So we'll go ahead and delete that. Um, but yeah, pretty beautiful price action last week. We had this trendline liquidity right here, and price sold into that by Wednesday. So we had Sunday open right here by this line, and then we had price get below Sunday open to get a discounted price before a buy. And we got in here around Wednesday, which is our assumed days of pivoting. And then yeah, we just carried to the upside after that. We got up to the level to grab buy side liquidity after we grabbed sell side liquidity. And then on Friday we had a little bit of a retracement. So honestly, it looks ugly on the weekly, but it actually looks really pretty on this time frame. So let's just see. Price may continue to trend upward by grabbing. I don't think we really had a good option. I think number two is the best because if you guys can remember last week, I said watch out for which one was it? This is Monday. I forget what low it was. It was one of these lows I said to watch for it to be broken in here. And then we would get a sell. And then after that, a pivot to the upside. That's pretty much what happened. I just forget which low though. This is Monday. I think it was this one. I want to say confidently that it was this low. Let's try the 4 hour. I don't remember, honestly. But I just remember seeing that low get broken. Did I write it down? Maybe that was that one because that's a 4 hour chart. Um, So it must have been this low then. Yeah. So we had price break that. I think I assumed it would go lower though, but it came into our pretty good level of retracement on this price leg right here. And then we just pivoted to the upside. So it looks like option two played out. But this upcoming month or week, delete that. So we are so close to making a new all-time high. But price is just not having it right here. It just looks like we're really like we're still stuck in this displacement. And it looks like price is not wanting to go any further. I mean, we're not getting any like voluminous candles besides right here. So we did cause a new high. We did make a new high, but it rejected. So I'm just gonna note. That's trendline liquidity right here. Um, so we didn't have an official break. Maybe we did on the 15-minute. Maybe on the 15-minute we did. But it looks like this level is being rejected. So I would say we're either going to like retrace and continue down, right, into this level of liquidity right here. For the week. Um, Before we can then maybe finally get some volume to continue to the upside. But we do have to remember that the dollar is very bullish right now. So this could be the beginning of like, price just failing to make a new high and then we come back down. I don't know how far yet, but there's plenty of places price could come to. I mean, we still do have this gap right here in price. Um, so I think we could easily get something where price is like maybe pivots to the upside, or we're just gonna get something like this. Um, where price could possibly just continue lower for the week. Dow Jones had quite the tumble last week, and it looks like it's going for this liquidity pool right here. So we're definitely not breaking through this level at all. So I think that we're seeking sell side at this time on a macro level. Oops. What's up, Rob? Okay, so that's for NASDAQ. So the Dow actually on Monday gave such a pretty move. Um, that Monday. I think we had this marked. No, we had this imbalance marked right here. Um, and then we had said that price would sweep last week's high and then sell into here, and that's I think it swept the high. Um, this was the high of last week, this candlestick, so it didn't exactly sweep it, but it basically made it there. And then we just sold um right into that. So I don't trade on Mondays, and that happened on Monday, and I was so disappointed because it literally was like exactly what I called out last week. This would have been my opportunity to enter here at 6 in the morning when I because I trade on New York session. But we were bearish all week. So we just had some good opportunities here. We didn't exactly sweep that high last week, but you could just tell we were selling and we got a buy side sweep, then a sell, right? Buy side sweep, then a sell, buy side sweep, then a sell. So pretty healthy price action. It does look like we're moving into this pool of liquidity right here. So we may get some form of retracement um, and a deeper sell is what I'm assuming. So many lines marked. So what is delete all of this right now? But yeah, we're almost there. So we're almost to the next objective. I do want you guys to keep in mind that this could just hold as a level of support as well. But we do have that weekly order block. So pretty simple. We just throw a fib on this candle right here. And healthy price action tells us that we want to see price retrace at least to this 38%. Um, and then we'll continue down. So that's like super healthy, best case scenario on a indice. We don't always get a super good retracement. So just keep in mind though, because we do have multiple imbalances here on the daily that could be filled. If I'm not mistaken, the 50% would be in this imbalance somewhere. And then we have another imbalance right here too. So this is probably going to be closer to like the 70 to the 78%. Um, so just keeping that in mind. But it does look like price wants to continue lower. Um, I could see this kind of happening backwards, right? Where we kind of start climbing higher on Monday or Sunday, Monday, and then then we sell and then we go up into that order block, right? So potentially just continue selling the next week, or even maybe at the end of the week. We'll have to see what days this lands on. Um, So that's pretty simple, but we do have a lot. We have liquidity right here. We have imbalance. And I know this is an order block on some time frame. Yeah, see, there we go. 2-week time frame. We've got an order block right here. So there's 5 days left of this candle too. So we can't really consider this to be a bearish order block yet, but definitely going to keep our eye on it. Let's look at the monthly real quick because we have 3 days left of this month. We're getting a strong rejection. So I could definitely see more potential for this to sell for the remainder of the next few days. Okay, so that's it for that. And then, as always, let's check on our AUD USD that we've been watching. So we have officially broken this major structure level right here. So we've been kind of anticipating like a pivot to continue this trend, but we have officially broken it. The dollar is definitely really strongly bullish right now. So that's obviously going to have a lot of influence pushing this to the downside. And then real quick, let's just look because I haven't been paying too much attention to AUD's news. But let's just check and see what's going on. Okay, so they're still holding at 435. Um, and ours is 550. So our currency is still having more influence on the price of that because obviously more money is going to be in the currency that has a higher return rate. Um, so I think on, let's just look at this real quick, see what's coming up for AUD. Okay, so they actually on November 4th, they have a rate decision coming up. So they haven't raised it in about a year, but there is talk that they are going to raise it within this next year. This might need to rise. Yeah, so definitely go do some homework on this and see. Um, but they do have a decision coming up here, and if they are going to stay on their rate right now, um, it just depends what they say if they're going to be like hawkish or dovish on their decision. But also, we already know that the dollar is not going to be bullish forever right now. It's going to turn around when we cut our rates again. And as soon as that happens, this is going right back up. So that's what's happening is this is just seeking some form of sell side. And we already know that AUD isn't going to be cutting their rates. They're going to be at least just keeping them the same, if not raising them. Um, so, but now this bearish structure is a little bit more prominent. So I would say it's potentially worth it to try to capitalize on some sells. But for now, I would just assume that we're grabbing liquidity of some sort to continue. Because remember, we did come into this very, very, very large macro buy side liquidity. So we're seeking sell side liquidity now. But yeah, so that's just AUD. But other than that, that's it for today. So thank you, everybody. I hope you have a blessed trading week, and I will see you next week.